All right, we are all the way live, and it's been a while since I've been live. Marcy's been holding down the fort for the past couple weeks. I came back with a beard. I haven't shaved in 3 weeks. I was just telling her I haven't turned my camera on in like 3 weeks either. So resetting the studio up, but feels good to be back. Thanks for holding it down the last couple weeks.
Well, it's been a ton of fun, and I'm happy to do it because you've been doing some pretty exciting things. And I just found out. Why don't you announce to everybody where you were this past week and what the conclusion of it was?
Yeah, so Whirlwind. So even prior to that, so I went to LA. I spoke at a really cool pet event. It was a pet entrepreneur event put on by Purina, the dog food company. They brought all of these new startup brands in to pitch them about joining their innovation lab. It was the coolest, most beautiful venue. And I met, hundreds of pet inventors, which was so cool. And we're bringing a ton of them onto Grommet. Then I went straight from LA to New York, where I was at Affiliate Summit, which was really cool. I did 2 keynotes there. And then I flew from New York to Alabama, where I spent 10 days. My 11-year-old son was in the 11U World Series. It's a Babe Ruth. I always say like Little League World Series is what you see on TV. So that's like Coca-Cola. Babe Ruth is like Pepsi. The league is just as big. There's just as many kids, but we don't have ESPN, putting us on TV. And they ended up winning the whole thing. And it was really cool because they went, the cooler thing is like they went at 9 and they were runners up. They went at 10 and they were 3rd place. And so for this year to like overcome the monsters and the obstacles and like so many good stories about like perseverance and like, not letting the past get to you. Like it was incredible. My son got a gold glove, if you're familiar with baseball. So that's like what they give to the best defensive players. So he was really cool in one of those. And then we drove 10 hours back home in the middle of the night, and I got to sleep in my own bed. It was 3 weeks without my own bed, and that's big for me because I don't travel. I'm not Marcy McKenna travels. I don't travel in style. I'm a homebody.
Well, I have to ask you because you were saying how your son, all over the years, they got better and better. And did the team stay together, or is it a different team every year?
It's like, so like 10, like the core group of like 10 always stays together. And then there's like, 1 or 2 guys that you pick up every year. But the core group has actually been together since they were 8 years old. So they started at 8. At 9, they made it again all the way to the World Series and were 2nd, and then 10, and then now at 11. So it has been a wild adventure.
Oh, it sounds amazing. What an experience.
Yeah, but now we're back, and I had so many packages, so many gadgets that I unboxed. I think we've got some really cool ones tonight. Before we jump into that, why don't you catch everybody up with how we can enter some giveaways? Like, just give us some of the little stuff that we need to know tonight before we get rocking and rolling.
Yes. Okay. So you're seeing it right there, guys. My favorite part of the show is the giveaways because it's so much fun for everybody, including Greg and I, who get to pick our favorite products of the night, and we get to give those away to one of you. And so if you have not already entered to win, you're going to do it right there. There is no purchase necessary. This is just a fun thing that Greg and I like to do to thank you guys for tuning in, for watching, for being a part of Grommet Live day in and not day in and day out, but as much as you do, we appreciate it so much. And I know the makers do as well. So you're just going to get your phone out. You're going to take a quick picture of that QR code, and that's how you enter. You're just going to put your name and email, and you're officially entered. But because you guys are tuning in live tonight, we love that. And we want to give you a little extra perk. And so we are letting you double your chances of winning by putting something inside the chat like giveaway or I want to win, or as we've started to do lately, if you see a product maybe midway through the show or something that you really want to win, put that inside the chat. And every once in a while, it has been known to sway our decisions about what we're going to give away. And so one of us will give away our favorites at the halfway point, and then at the very end, we'll give away another one. So you have 2 opportunities to win a giveaway tonight, and that is always a fun part of the show. But why we are all here is all about live shopping. And this week, Greg and I are unveiling brand new products. Most of them are brand new that launched on Grommet this last week. They are vying to be product of the week. So your upvotes is what we call them. Upvotes really matter to these makers. And so what that basically means is when we're talking about a product, you'll see it right where you see the enter to win. You'll see the image of the product. You'll see a QR code. You're going to use that same QR code to give them an upvote to say, yes, I love this product. You are not committing to anything at that point at all. I shouldn't even say at that point, you're not committing to anything, period. But what you do get is you get a 20% discount if you should decide to purchase that product down the road or tonight. So that's a pretty cool little bonus just for kind of giving these makers a virtual high five if you love their product. And the last thing I just want to say is I really want to encourage you guys. We had a show last night that was all about beauty products called Getting Gorgeous with Grommet, and the chat was going crazy. It was insane how crazy it was going. And because of that, when the chat gets going, all the social media channels pay attention to that. They say there's something cool going on over there on Grommet Live, and they push it out to more and more people. And so that makes sure that these products that we're getting launched today, that the makers have worked so hard on, they're going to be seen by more people if we can get that chat going. So I'd love for you guys to get that all started just by introducing yourselves and telling us where you are tuning in from. And then if you have any questions along the way, if you want to see a product up closer, maybe you already have the product and you want to share your experience, we love that. We love interaction, and I know the makers do as well.
Love that. And I saw Josh in the chat earlier. I'll foreshadow that I've been using this all day today. So might be something we're talking about in a couple minutes, but let's kick off today's show with a really cool product that I've actually, I've had this one for a couple weeks now, and I have been using it like crazy because of how much I am traveling. And I'll tell you why, because it has been a literal lifesaver. This is from Batterix, and this is the power card. So this is a single use charging device for your device, right? So I've been using it for my phone. So let me tell you what I mean by this. So I have been traveling, like I said, and guess who forgot his charger? When he got on the airplane and he went to go look for the charger, didn't have one, but I had one of these in my bag. And it literally, when you're traveling, it saves your life, because I needed to get an Uber. I needed to make sure that I got to the hotel. I would need to be able to check in, like all of that good stuff. And this is such a cool device. Again, a one-time, it's pre-charged. And so I have these in my bag. Now, another really cool scenario. So my oldest son, who just won the World Series, we were just talking about, he is now in middle school, and he takes the bus to middle school. And so I now have these in his backpack, because if he doesn't charge his phone the night before, he, something happens at school, whatever the case is, he can just have one of these in his bag, doesn't need an outlet or a wall, or if he's on the bus or whatever happens, he's able to charge his phone in an emergency. And I am a big fan of this device for those types of reasons. Now, there's all other kinds of reasons. There was just a hurricane warning that just came through Florida. I think it hit some places. Like having this when, if you're in a place with tornadoes or storms or hurricanes or anything like that, like I can think of like millions of different use cases, but those are two that I literally used in the last week, and has come in so much handy. Marcy, I know I think you had these guys on another Grommet Live just recently as well. So tell everybody a little bit about Batterix and why you think this one is so cool as well.
Well, I, like you, Greg, have been using it like crazy. In fact, I was just at a concert last weekend, an amazing concert, by the way, and my phone died, of course. And then, of course, your favorite song comes on and you want to video it and you can't video it. And then this light bulb went on. I went, oh my gosh, I have the Batterix I keep mine in my phone. So I have one of these wallet phones, and it's just like having a credit card. So I just keep it with all my other credit cards right there. And I was so happy that I had it with me, because I pulled it out. And one of the things I love so much about it is not only how thin it is, you don't even know what's in your wallet, but I also love that this back part peels off and it sticks to the back of your phone. So you're not dealing with this extra charger that's got these long cords that you've got to hook into your phone. It has a built-in cord with it, as you're seeing right there. And this is compatible with both Android and iOS, so Apple and Android, either one. So it comes with a little adapter to fit either one. And it just completely saved me during that concert. And then I have to say, there was another time I was just dropping my daughter off at college, and we were out and about getting all of our stuff done, and her phone went out, and she, teenagers can't live without their phones. So she asked if I had one, and I did. And she was so happy about that. And I was on my way home on the airplane and she said, "Oh my gosh, Mom, can you send me some of those emergency phone chargers? I'm going to need them in college." So I thought that was a perfect testimonial for Batterix. I think it is just a brilliant product. And do we have the makers on with us by chance? Or maybe, Greg, you know the answer to this question that I'm going to ask. I know that it has an 8-year shelf life, which is amazing. So that basically means it comes inside of a little package. And that means that you can use it anytime between now and 8 years from now, and it's still going to be charged and ready to charge your phone. That's amazing. The one question I had was, how much charge do we get from this? And I haven't used it to capacity yet to know the answer to that. And I'm just curious if anybody does know the answer to that. I will find out very soon because I will be using it to capacity. But I didn't know if there was like you get fully charged twice or once or half a charge or what it is. So if anybody knows the answer to that, I would love to know that. But I am such a fan of this. I need a bazillion of them. I know we should have we should think ahead and have our things charged before we head out. But as we all know, life happens and our phones run out at the worst times. So having this on hand is just a total win for everybody. Love it. Do you know the answer to that, Greg?
From what I understood is it's single use. So like charge a dead phone to a full phone. And that's
Is that what it is?
essentially it, from what I understand.
Yeah.
But the cool thing right now on Grommet is we actually have like a single one. You could just buy one, which is what the price you're seeing on the screen right now. But you can also get a 3-pack, a 5-pack, or a 10-pack. And of course, I recommend the 10-pack because again, in my family, like I want to have 2 or 3 just in like the battery area of my house, like, you know, for the emergencies. I want one in my car. I want one in my backpack, one in my wife's purse, one in my kids' back. Like there's just so many places that you want to have these things. And again, like that's like everyday use. But again, think of like the emergency situations. You know, when you go off the grid, you're stuck in a blackout, there's no power, you know, again, I'm in Florida, so we get hurricanes every year we're dealing with, a couple days of no power. And so having something like this really powerful, just even if it's for your phone to keep your loved ones in touch or to check the news to see what's happening. Like, again, we are in a society where like, we're stuck with these things, right? Like we built ourselves into a place where we need them. We want to talk to people. And so great product, very inexpensive, and something that, again, I think, picking up 5 of these, picking up 10 of these, having them all over your house and your life is really valuable.
Yeah. And again, the fact that this just sticks onto the back. So it's like, paper thin. You don't even know it's there and it's charging. You're not dealing with all those cords. So that was a unique feature to me that I appreciate so much. It just makes everything so much easier.
Great job. I love it. And so what you guys see on the screen right now, if you take out your phone, use the camera app and hit that QR code that you guys see, it'll take you right to their page on Grommet. Give them that upvote. That's going to get you 20% off, whether you're buying the 1-pack, the 5-pack, the 3-pack, the 10-pack, 20% off of any of them. Big savings. And again, if you're not ready to purchase today, it saves it to your My Votes tab, which is kind of like your wish list. And you can come back to it at a later date. Your discount is saved and you can pick it up. What a cool product to kick off today's show. Batterix, thank you guys so much for being here. What a cool product solving everyday problems. Woo, love that. Great kickoff to the show today. All right, let's jump into our next product. And we have the maker in the chat. He was in the chat. This guy has been a Grommet champion since day one. We've had a couple of these lately that have, since we came back with Grommet about 2 years ago and kind of reignited it. He's been one of the guys since day one that was like, I love your shoppers, love your customers, want to be there. And this is their second product now that they have launched on the new Grommet platform. And this is the Foozy drink capsule. I love it. It's like a spacesuit for your drink, which is so cool. I have the NASA inspired one here. There are a couple different sizes. Yep, I love what Marcy's doing right there. Nice little drink holder. So I've got my favorite little soda treat at the end of the night, an Olipop in here. And this is so cool. I'm such a big fan. These guys have created really cool products with what I kind of term was like, it's like space age technology. Like this is the same stuff that NASA uses. They have products that keep your phones from overheating or when it gets too cold. And now they're doing the same thing for your drink. This is a really cool koozie. I think this is a really great gift to get to somebody too. Like they're going to get this, bring it over with a 6-pack, something like that. We have all different sizes to fit different sizes of drinks. I'm a big fan. I love what Josh and the team and over there are doing. Marcy, I'd love to get kind of your thoughts on the Foozy drink capsule.
I'm a huge fan. I have to tell you that I did not know about Foozy until they just sent these to me. And of course, I love doing my research on all these products and the makers and all of that. So I dug deep and got to know, I feel like I know Kevin and Josh, and Greg, I don't know if you saw the Shark Tank episode that they were on, but that was so cool. They were such a hit that the sharks were basically negotiating against themselves. They all wanted it so much. And so that's always a big win. And I think they ultimately ended up getting a deal with two sharks, with Lori and Robert, if I'm not mistaken. But I also got to dig deep on all their other products, and they have so many cool products. I love the phone capsule. But what all of their products, this is this is a business that's doing it right when they are aligning all of their products with the same philosophy of what they're trying to achieve and what they're trying to solve. And the fact that all of their products are designed with that NASA technology that allows them to, number one, keep things either hotter or cooler for a lot longer. We've all seen a lot of that. But the other thing that what they've done with all of their designs is their products are not only thermal proof, but they're drop proof, and they have float protection as well. So if you were to have your phone in that phone capsule, or your drink in this drink capsule, and you drop it in the water, it is not going to sink, which is pretty cool. So it's going to float. And let's see what else. And I also love with the drink holders, there's so many cool little things built into it. Like the bottom of the drink holder doesn't allow the drink to touch the surface. So it kind of lifts it up. And so in my mind, that does two things. Number one, if you're going to sit it down on a hot surface, it's not going to touch that hot surface. So your drink is going to stay cooler longer. And here's what I'm talking about right there. So when you have a drink in here, the drink doesn't actually touch the bottom. It lifts it up. But the other thing I think about is when your drinks sweat and you get that ring around it, you put it on a table and it leaves that mark on a table. I would imagine that this does away with that as well. And then this handle, you don't really get it till you've tried these, you guys. It is so comfortable, and these are so lightweight, you can't believe it. You don't even know you're carrying it. And the fact that it keeps your drink so cool and it's so comfortable to hold, like I can't imagine ever using any other kind than this. And it does come in the 3 sizes. This is the sort of standard 12 ounce. This is the skinny 12 ounce. So this is like, oh gosh, those hard seltzers and what's it called, Celsius and all of those. And then we've got the 16 ounce here as well. And I agree, Greg. I think it's just such a fun gift. And at that price point, with that Grommet discount, you're at $12 a piece. So this is one of those that you can pick up a few of them, have them on hand, give them as gifts. Maybe you're going to a beach party or something, hand them out to some of your good friends. I think that is just so much fun. And Josh is chiming in here saying, I am a little biased, but the hand strap is a game changer. Josh, are you telling me that you invented the hand strap?
That was his part.
You might have. I think it's all genius. I got to tell you, I love it. And I just feel so cool knowing that I have NASA technology in my hand.
I love that. The only thing I'm going to chime in is there's actually a 4th size for the tall boy that we have on Grommet. I'm going to pull this up. So when you come to Grommet, give an upvote here. You can choose from here. You see the 12 ounce standard, 12 ounce skinny, the 16 ounce, and then there is a 24 ounce huge version as well. And all of them, when you come in, let's say you want the 12 ounce standard, you can come down here and you get to pick your color. They have so many cool colors, from army pink camo and, and you can see the image changes here. So you can see what it looks like, the seafoam, the mahi green, the marlin blue, the pink fusion, space edition, which is the one that I'm using right now with the NASA logo on it that I absolutely love. And so just so cool. You can change your size, change your colors. They have done such a good job to make this. Like I said earlier, this is something that I think is great for you, for yourself, but I think this can also be something that is a great gift. Let me pull up the QR code again. So you're going to want to hit that QR code. How you do that? You get out your phone, you use the camera app, you go over that QR code. It's going to take you right to that page on Grommet, right where I just was. Right where I just was. I was trying to find the right verb there. Right where I was. Give them an upvote. This has already got 600 148 upvotes. It is a Grommet favorite. It is a great party gift. I know we got NFL season, starting in just a couple weeks. So if you're going to go to that opening NFL day with some of your buddies and, you want to bring something great over to the party, come over with a 12-pack and, a couple of these koozies, and you will be the talk of the party. I think they have done such a cool job, as you mentioned, Marcy. Just love these guys. Great product, and something that we all need to keep our drinks cool going into the fall.
Absolutely. Year round. Gosh.
Year round. Let's go. Josh, thanks so much for being here. Fuzi, thank you guys so much. This is a fun one. I love it. Great job. Let's jump into the third product of the day. This one's super cool. These guys, I believe our team met them at the Home and Houseware show. And we were immediately oh my God, we have to get these guys on Grommet. It was Herculean getting them on. It took what felt like forever. And when we launched it, we are just so excited for it. I opened mine today and started the process. We're going to talk all about it. And this is, I'm going with the Pinter home brewing system. I kept calling it the Pinter, but I think it's pint because you're building pints. It is a home brewing system that makes it really easy for anyone, including me. And you guys know that I'm not super technologically advanced to brew my own beer at home. I started an IPA this afternoon. That's the one that came with mine. I don't know which one you got, Marcy, with yours. But I got a really, really cool IPA. Yep, that's the same one I got, the Hazy IPA. I loved it. And so the coolest thing about this entire product, at least for me, is the ease of use. And so it comes out of the box and it's almost ready to go. But the cool thing is there's a QR code that takes you to download the app. Let me see if I can get the app here. It's going to be hard to see, but they have a beautiful app. And what I love about it is it has instructions that make me, even though they talk to me like I'm a 3-year-old, it worked so well. They were like, take this and put it sideways, open this package and put in this much. And, within, 5-6 minutes, I had gone through the entire brewing process. Marcy's holding it up so you can see it. It's like a mini keg, essentially. And within less than 10 minutes, I had cleaned the entire system. And my IPA is now in the brewing process. Again, excuse my ignorance of not knowing anything about the brewing process, but now I have to wait 9 days. And so I was talking to Marcy earlier. I'm like, I'll bring the beer live on the show tonight. And I was like, oh crap, I have to wait 9, but I guess 9 days. That's perfectly normal. I love this. I love the app. They have so many different varieties of beers, and again, ease of use. Because I've had other home brewing kits. I remember being a groomsman for a wedding, and we got a whiskey brewing kit, and it was 4,000 steps, and then it was going to take 3 months, and it was just it sucked all the fun out of it. This was a very fun way to make some IPAs. So I love it. I again haven't tried the beer yet. I got 9 more days to wait, but I'm really excited about what went on so far.
Well, you got to love the anticipation. You will be so excited when you finally get to drink it. You got to really love beer to wait 9 days. Yeah. But I so agree how easy it is. It's literally 3 steps. I mean, you are basically brewing it. You are refrigerating. So you're brewing it for a few days, you refrigerate it for a few days, and then you tap it, and it's going to stay fresh for up to 30 days. And the whole reason, or one of the main reasons that these guys created this, is because if you know anything about beer, which I don't know a ton about beer, but I learned from these guys that freshness is everything, and that the ingredients, especially in these craft beers with all the specialized ingredients, they can start to degrade over time. So being able to make fresh brew whenever you want to is pretty cool. So when you make this, you're actually making 10 pints, and that equals about 17 bottles or 17 cans of beer. And I love the fact that it's sort of customizable. I mean, you can play with different flavor profiles and have fun with it and make it your own. And so what a fun process, I think, just to make it. And they are getting all kinds of accolades. Believe it or not, Time Magazine it voted this invention or was voted one of the top inventions of the year. And it was also voted best home beer dispenser last year, 2023. So this is a huge hit. I also was blown away to hear that there have so far been over 7 million pints of beer brewed with one of these pinters across the world. They're out of North London in the UK. And I mean, clearly this is just such a hit with so many people. I can't wait to taste the beer. So 9 days, we're going to have to bring some beer on and drink it together and let you know what we think. But I love it. It's so lightweight. The whole thing that I was just holding up, that weighs all of 5 pounds. So it's so great. I mean, I love that about it. And it's just so simple. And it's got that beer tap. It's sort of that auto, just like in the bars, the beer tap with it. And it comes in 3 colors. The one I have, as you guys saw, is the red, but it also comes in a gray, which is really cool looking. It's sort of a gray and a black, and it comes in a blue. And so all of them are great. And another thing I noticed on their website that I thought was very cool is that they do have a subscription as well. So you can set up a subscription to have the ingredients delivered as often as you'd like. And so it just comes to your doorstep and it's discounted. And so I think that was a brilliant way to go with that. And with that, I mentioned that it was discounted, but one of the great benefits of having one of these guys is that you're basically creating beer that is costing roughly $1.70 per pint. So that is saving a lot of money as well. So not only are you having fun and creating an experience, but you're saving money, you're getting to create your own kind of beer, and it's just fun and easy. And while we're on this subject, because right when I found out we were going to get this, I have to tell you guys a funny story because it reminded me every time I think of making your own beer. There was a place in LA where you could make your own beer, and I went on a triple date, and this is where we went to make our own beer. And one of the other couples the man of the other couple was Peter Brady. Who knows Peter Brady? I hope he's not watching because Peter was not nice to me. I actually had a fight with Peter Brady at a brewing company, if you can believe that. Not a punching fight, but just a words fight. Anyway, so that's my memory of it. So I'm happy to kind of erase that and create new memories with the pinter. It is so cool. Such a great product. And of course, such a great gift for anybody that loves craft beer. I mean, what a hit this would be.
Yeah, I think, again, I mentioned it, like we're coming into fall. So we're coming into football season. We're coming into fantasy drafts. We're coming into everybody coming over on Sundays. And I mean, I can't think of a better thing, when all the buddies come over to watch the game. We're watching the Dolphins and we're watching them win this year. And we're watching them, to bring out and be like, guys, I brewed my own beer. Psh, boom. Like, I think this is something that is going to be a very, very big hit for so many people. The cool thing too, big Grommet discount, $179 is retail. You guys only pay $144 to get this, the home brewing system to you. So again, huge discount, save a ton of money on getting this. And I think you guys are really, really going to enjoy this, create some memories. This is like, again, one of those like hands-on DIY, like that makes the experience better when you're hosting, when you're having people over, you're outside, you're tailgating. Like, as Marcy said, like, obviously it's going to be a little bit heavier once you have the liquid in there, but it's very transportable. I was showing the video earlier, like you have to shake it, like when you have all the ingredients there, and it says like shake vigorously. This is an important part of the process. And so my wife's looking at me from across the house. She's like, what are you doing? I'm just in the kitchen doing this for a full minute. She thinks I'm crazy. It's just this like a whole cool experience, but it's light enough to, and again, when you're shaking it, like no liquid is, coming out of this thing. So you could take it, you can travel with it if you're going to a party, if you're going to a tailgate, something like that. Again, whether it's for yourself or for a gift, this is definitely something to have going into the fall season, the holiday season, when everybody's getting together. Like, how cool is it to have your own beer brewed as opposed to, just bringing out, nothing wrong with getting out a 6-pack, but I think this is just something that's extra special that you can be doing.
I was going to ask you, Greg, because I have not made mine yet, and you have, even though it's not finished yet. But I know this is the dock, And does that mean, so when it's brewing, like for the next few days, do you have it on this dock, or is that what you put it on? Okay, so it's
Yep, I have it sitting on top of that. So I think I
okay.
actually have the picture somewhere. Let me see if
Oh, yeah.
I can find it. So mine is, and like the guys from Pinter are on. So they're either going to tell me like, Greg, you did a great job, or Greg, you're an idiot. And so you can see the dock is kind of at the bottom. And so it is down at the bottom, and it's going through its process of, going from water and mix into beer. And so you can see the dock is, the black part that's at the bottom.
Okay.
And
Got it.
yeah, that's kind of how we have it set up. So yeah, big fan. Love what they're doing. Let me put that QR code up one more time. Get out the phones, hit that QR code. It's going to take you over to that page on Grommet. You can make your selection. You can pick which beer you want, what color that you want, and then go over and purchase it. So Pinter is chiming in and saying that the dock, sorry, Jen, our producer is faster than me. She said the dock is used in the brewing segment. It collects the yeast and the sentiment, which is, again, that's why you guys are the masters. And I'm just going to enjoy, again, what I loved about it. It was foolproof. The app is so good. And there's so many, again, you can order directly from the app, which is great. So you can order, more varieties, more flavors, more, all of that stuff. So that was super cool. Great job.
And one other thing I want to mention was, because I looked this up because I was curious. They do have 12 different award-winning beers. So everything from IPAs to ales to lagers, hard ciders, you name it. So I thought that was, how fun to kind of play with all of those and try different ones from different times. So very, very cool. I love this. Never knew something like this existed. So I have definitely upvoted, and I'm keeping that in my folder because I'm certain that I will be gifting this sometime very soon.
This is going to be a big gift for us, both at our household, and I think even like at Grommet is like cool gifts for like partners and people that we find. Like, great job, guys. Yeah. I love it. So that brings us a little bit halfway of the show, which means we are time for our very first giveaway of the show. Do you want to do the first one? Do you want me to do the first one?
I think you should do it. I've been doing lots of giveaways.
I'm sure you've been doing a lot of them. So I'll do this first one, and I am going to support some guys that have been, again, big supporters of Grommet since day one. And I want you to get their products in their hands because I think you're going to fall in love and you're going to tell everyone about it. This is always the hardest part because, like, I love all three products that we talked about, but I want somebody to go home with a Foozy today. Let us know which size that it is that you want if you are the winner. But I'm a big fan. I'm literally using one right now. I'm using the NASA one, if you can see that, the NASA logo with the USA flag. Just a huge fan of what Josh and the team have built over there. They've been big supporters of Grommet since we've relaunched, and I want to support them in any way that I can. So let's give away a Foozy. Drum roll, please, as Marcy lets us know who the big winner of the Foozy is.
Well, the big winner of the Foozy, I'm not sure if she's in the chat or not. If you are, chime in, let us know that. And it is Shelly Schultz. So congratulations, Shelly Schultz.
Congratulations, Shelly.
You are the winner.
Nice. I love it. Yes. Shelly Schultz, congratulations. And if you did not win, let me put up the QR code one more time. This is Foozy. Look, again, great product. $12 with your Grommet discount. Definitely go check this one out. Hit that QR code. I'm seeing lots of QR codes being hit today, which is amazing. So go check out the Foozy drink capsule. Thank you guys so much for being a part of Grommet Live today. Woo. All right. 3 down. We've got 2 to go. We've got 2 fabulous products. This next one, it is so cool. And my wife is all about this stuff. So this is definitely something for her and for the kitchen. This is the Garnish pesticide purifier. And with, how much, like, we do a ton of shopping at like farmers markets on the weekends and things like that and getting lots of fresh produce. We try to get as organic as we can, but this is your pesticide purifier, something that we should all be paying attention to. Marcy, tell us all about this fantastic item. So yours is all like done up. I got to give mine to Jen, and she's got to hook me up. So tell us all about this.
Basically, the difference between mine and yours right now, Greg, is that mine is just not collapsed. So yours is collapsed, which is a very cool feature, by the way, because it does collapse down to just about 2 inches. That was what you were seeing Greg holding right there. So it's easy to store. And that there's so much that I love about this. And it was so interesting for me to learn about pesticides. And I have I've thought about it a lot because, like you, Greg, we do a lot of farmers markets and all of that. And my son is sensitive to a lot of different dyes and things in food. So I always feel like that's the safest way to go. But as I come to learn, even the organic foods, produce, fruits and vegetables have pesticides, or many of them, it's more organic pesticides, but still there's question about whether those are harmful or not. And they've done, so much research on the pesticides. The most recent study that I saw was the CDC did a study where they tested, I forget the number of people, but I want to say like 5,000. And it turned out that 80% of the people tested positive for one of the most dangerous pesticides. And I'm going to try to pronounce it, but it's glyphosate. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but that's the one that you hear about in the news all the time, with that weed killer Roundup, all of the, that whole lawsuit that was going on. 80% of Americans tested positive for that. So I think sometimes we want to bury our head and just believe that the grocers are taking care of us and they're not doing anything, or the farmers or whoever it is that puts the pesticide on or doesn't take them off, that they're taking care of us. But I think we need to take this into our own hands, because it's really scary when you think about it, because with pesticide exposure, that's linked to some scary stuff, some neurological problems, birth defects, all kinds of stuff that we do need to be aware of it. And when you have something this simple that literally will remove 99%, they had this clinically tested in the world's most renowned lab in Sweden. I think it's called SGS or SMS. I'm probably getting that wrong, but that was tested in that, and it was actually over 99%. It was 99 point something percent of the pesticide were removed by using this. So this is just basically a plastic tub that you're going to put your produce in when you get home from the store. And inside the plastic tub, you're going to put this guy. And this is rechargeable, and it just it comes with the USB charger, which I have right here. And so you just hook that up, charge it. Once it's fully charged, you can use this about 5 to 6 times before you need to charge it again. And you just place this right in the center of the bowl, just like that, and you're going to fill it with water. So yes, this can be submerged in water. It is fully waterproof, and you're going to put your fruits in it with the water, and it takes about 10 minutes, and you're good to go. You just rinse them off and you're done. And you can have that peace of mind that 99 point whatever percent of the pesticide has been safely removed from your fruits and vegetables, and you can eat it without having to worry about any of that. I just think it is so brilliant, because I do think about it, and I'll run the grapes underwater and do things like that. And I wonder, is that really getting anything off when I do that, or do I need to do something more? And the fact that you can buy this, have it on hand every time you come home with your produce, and just 10 minutes and you're done. It's that fast. I think it's just so smart. I think it's one of those things that every household should have. And, you look at the price, it is a little pricey with that QR code, though. This is an important one. It brings it down to $135. And when you think about that peace of mind, when you think about the price of, if you were to ingest pesticides, if it were to have an effect on you or anyone in your family, you can't put a price on that. And so to have something that kind of guarantees that that's not going to happen is really, really nice. And the design of it, just the execution of it is just top notch. They did an amazing, amazing job with it. So I love this. I think it's just, unfortunately, so necessary.
Yep.
I wish it wasn't, but it is.
But it is. Yeah, I totally agree. Hopefully you guys saw that video that I shared when I put it up, that they have. So if you hit the QR code, you go to the Grommet page, you'll see the video, but you saw that all of the gunk essentially that was in her grapes and her strawberries and, all of that. Here, the video comes around again. So I'm going to try to make this full screen, but if you look at the video that's on the left-hand side right now, she's just going to put all of these in. This is what Marcy was talking about. You hit the button, it turns on, you leave it there for a few minutes, and then you're going to see how much gunk. Look at all of that was, essentially on your food, right? As you were going to eat it. I love the visual that you guys get there. And when you see that, again, you can check all of that out at the Grommet.com when you go to check that one out. Where's Marcy? Where'd you go? I'm getting you back on the screen, all the buttons. But make sure you check this one out. Hit that QR code, head on over to Grommet. Again, it's one of those things, you know, especially if you're eating a lot of fruits, like we do a ton of fruit, like for school lunches, things like that. We're doing strawberries and grapes and things every day, a lot of salads and things. And so, you know, I definitely want to eat clean food. And this is something that's going to help you to do that. But I think Garnish did a great job. The product, it's such high quality. They did a great job. Everything comes with it, to the charger. And yeah, just a fantastic product made by some really cool people.
I know someone was asking how much you can fit in the bowl. And what they say is you can fit up to about, I think it's 10 oranges. Or is it 10 or 20? I think it's 10 kind of good size oranges would fit in there, if that gives you any idea.
Yeah, a visual.
Yeah. And they also, I know they do offer a 30-day risk-free trial. And I always appreciate that, because especially when it's a little more high ticket, you want to make sure that it really is that easy and all of those things. So this is one.
The good news, it feels high ticket, right? Like it feels really good. The packaging, I have it here somewhere, but like they did such a good job with the packaging, with like some of the wording and stuff, but like it's recyclable. Like it was recycled and they tell you to recycle it again. Like it was really cool how, you know, they're really trying to work on the sustainability of, you know, it's a big product to ship out, right? And so if you're going to send all of that cardboard with it, it's already recycled cardboard, and then we get to recycle it again. Like they went through and did some really cool things, I think, with the packaging and the product itself that gives it that high-end feel. And it's, again, something that I think you're going to use for a very long time. It's not something you're just going to get rid of at the end of the holidays. Like you're going to use this for years and years and years. So
I wanted to say one other thing that I learned by being on their website that maybe you guys all know about it. Greg, tell me if you do. But the Dirty Dozen. Who's heard of the Dirty Dozen when it comes to produce? Basically, these are the 12 fruits and vegetables that have the most, or that are at risk for having the most pesticides. So these are the ones that you want to clean, you know, really be mindful of before you eat them. And so I won't go through them. I will say the number 1 was strawberries and number 2 is spinach. And so it's just kind of good to know. I would look that up and print it out or something, just so you know. I mean, we should be cleaning all of our fruits and vegetables really well, but knowing that Dirty Dozen, I was happy. I had no idea that, and I think it's put out by the FDA, actually, believe it or not, that those 12. So anyway, they update it every year. And right now, strawberries is leading the pack.
Oh yeah, number 1. Let's go check it out. Hit that QR code. Thank you, Garnish, for being a part of the show today. I hope everybody checks this one out, grabs one, let us know what you think about it when you get it. And that is going to bring us into the final product of the day, which is the link latch, the better bungee cord. As someone with a truck, I have had so many bungee cords in my life. And after, like, I'm in Florida, so guess what happens every afternoon in the summer? It rains and it's hot and it's 100 degrees. And every single bungee cord that I have in my garage, when I go to grab one, it's broken. It's like stretched too thin. It's popped off. This one is such a high quality, durable alternative to the bungee cord. I am a huge fan. Marcy, I know you've met the makers before at different events. They've been out pitching their products and talking to people all over. Amazing makers and inventors. These guys already, they're in launch week right now. And they're at 164 upvotes and counting. So is Garnish, the one we just talked about. But this is really cool. It's not just a bungee cord. There's so many other uses for it. If you look at the video that we have on Grommet, they show you so many of them. But Marcy, give us a little background on the link latch and why this is a better alternative to those old bungee cords that my dad and his dad before him have probably been using.
You know, I mean, bungee cords are just sort of a staple in all of our lives. I mean, it's a term that everybody knows. It's like Kleenex. And you just sort of take for granted that that's just the way you secure anything that's, you know, sizable. You use a bungee cord. But what these guys have done is so flipping brilliant. I love when somebody takes a product and basically creates a better mousetrap. So many times people think you have to really be, you know, a rocket scientist to be an inventor, and it's got to be very, you know, completely innovative. And this one is very innovative, but really they reimagined the bungee cord and said it could be so much better. And they were very successful in making this so much better. And as I looked at it, I was thinking, why did we just accept that that was the best way to secure things until now? Because what this does that the bungee cord doesn't do, why I love it so much, probably one of the things I love the most is the fact that it is flat. That is not round like a bungee. And because it's flat, it's going to stay put. It stays secure, right? So it doesn't move around and it keeps everything intact. So much better than if it were a round rope. I also love the fact that it's completely adjustable. So there's hooks and loops and different ways to make this any size you want it. And then you can also add them on. So with this grommet package, you're getting 3 of them and you can connect them to make it as long as you need, or you can take one, a smaller one, and make it even smaller depending on what you need it for. So that adjustability, I think, is brilliant. And then the fact that it's made out of silicone instead of whatever bungees are made out of, it is so soft, number one, so it's not going to scratch anything. It's not going to harm anything that you're putting it on. The buckles as well, they're just a very smooth, I'm not sure if it's actually plastic. I don't know what the buckles are, but same thing. It's not that metal that can really kind of damage wood and things like that. So it's very safe for whatever you're securing, which is another element that I think is just so smart. But I think just the versatility of it, the fact that it's flat, it's, if you are a camper, if you are a boater, if you are a gardener, it's just brilliant for so many uses within the, we do have the maker inside the chat. It's Armanda Hughes, who I have met. Good to see you. We've met, I think, at a couple different trade shows, maybe National Hardware Show. I believe that you and your son, I think it was, pitched to the product pitch panel that I was on. And so that was so fun. It was, I believe you did link latch and your other product, which I love as well. And that is similar to this, but it's designed to hold a lid onto a casserole dish. Super smart as well. But it was super fun meeting you guys. So when I saw this come through, I was so excited because I remembered thinking how smart it was. And I just couldn't believe that the bungee has never been reimagined until now. And you guys have done a phenomenal job. So, and she was chiming in saying that this is ABS plastic. So it feels so high quality. I went on and read some of the reviews. People just are obsessed with this and think, where has this been all my life? So if you are someone who needs bungees for any reason, this is definitely a product for you. And when I mentioned the reviews, I wanted to read one that kind of cracked me up. It was a long review. They went on and on about how brilliant it is and how much better it is than a bungee cord. Then at the end, he said, "I'd buy a beer for the fella that designed this, and I never buy anyone a beer. Remarkable. Trust me, buy a bunch." So I thought that was a very good testimonial. And I'd love to show you a video too, because then you can see some of the different ways that you can use it. And I'm sure your mind's already spinning with all the ways, but let's go ahead and put that up here. So there you go. Put it, holding boxes onto a dolly. In fact, I use it for my work bag. I used it coming up here today. Holds it in place really nicely. Trash can lids, just keep, getting bundles of things together. Putting things on top of a car. My son could have really used this when he just transported his mattress to his new apartment. I was a nervous wreck thinking it's going to fly off on the freeway. This would have come in very handy. But with that, I do want to point out one thing, and that is this really is designed for more light duty jobs. Not so things around the house, things in the garage, traveling, luggage, things like that. So it's not designed for the really, heavy, big projects. And Armando, because you are in the chat, is there like sort of a capacity that, is kind of the rule of thumb with this about, what it holds, how much it, weight wise or anything like that, just so we know we're being safe with it? To me, I feel like it is very heavy duty, that I could use this on really as much as I would use on a bungee with. So I was that kind of surprised me, because that was one of the things I thought was, wow, this is, really strong and heavy duty material. So anyway, would love to know the answer to that. Okay, she says no more than 20 pounds. Okay, so if, for instance, I have a dolly, I'm putting something on that dolly that I want to secure, that thing that I'm putting on the dolly needs to be no more than 20 pounds for us to feel safe with it. Okay, that makes sense. Per independent testing. Perfect. Thank you for that. So I just want to congratulate you guys. I think you've done a phenomenal job. I got to see it at the different trade shows, but I didn't get to use it yet until now. And so now, proof is in the pudding. I've used it. I think it is so smart. I love the adjustability. Love that you can make it longer by attaching them. And the package that you put together for Grommet is great. And at just over $20 to get a set of 3 of them is really nice.
That's what I wanted to make sure that people knew is for $22, you get 3 of them. So 1, 2, 3. And I think you already mentioned it, but they, you can attach them to each other, right? And so you can make it longer. So that way, you can use the 3 to make one, really long one, or 3 individual ones. So amazing offer. I think this is a great way to end the show today. Who can't use this stuff, right? And, again, having this in the garage, having this in your trunk, for myself, having it in the truck, so cool. Love it. Thank you guys so much for being a part of Grommet Live, and also, being a part of launch week. Hope you guys, come through strong tonight. Already 164 upvotes and counting. Let's go, Link Latch. Thank you guys so much for being here. What a cool way to end the show today. But we are not done yet, because I've already given away mine for the show. I think it's Marcy's turn to give away one of her favorite products of today's show. So I'm going to turn it over to you to take us home today.
I am going to give away this guy. This is the pesticide purifier, because after learning everything that I learned in researching this product, I am so sold, and I just think this is something that everybody needs to know about and to have, and to just keep themselves and their families safe. So I am going to be giving away the Garish pesticide purifier, and the winner, I'm going to tell you in just a second, because I do have to double check. Okay, we have another female winner that I'm not sure if she's inside the chat. I hope she is, but let us know. And the winner of the pesticide purifier is Mary Thomas. So congratulations, Mary Thomas. You, I think, are really going to like this, and I'll be very excited to hear your thoughts on it. And when you get it, if you post about it, I know the makers love that, and just make sure to tag them and let them know what you think. So congrats.
Love that. What a cool way to for me to come back today. Some amazing products, amazing giveaways. Marcy, I know you just held a very special show last night. Fill us in a little bit. You can go watch that on Grommet's Facebook, on Grommet's YouTube. You can go see the replay. Do you have any other cool specials? Fill me in, because I want to know what's going on, and everybody that's watching today as well.
You missed a lot. Yes, last night was so fun, guys. It was called Getting Gorgeous with Grommet. It was a beauty-themed show, which we were all a little bit nervous about, but I have seen so many incredible beauty products popping up on Grommet that I called Greg and said, I got to do a beauty show. I'm a beauty junkie. I love beauty products. And Grommet is becoming a destination spot to find the hottest new beauty products. And that was evidenced by last night's show. It was one of the most watched shows of the entire year. So that was so exciting. And we had so many products we wanted to put on that we actually added a second Getting Gorgeous with Grommet. So mark your calendars for that. That is going to be on August 27th at our usual time, which is 6 o'clock on the West Coast and 9 o'clock on the East Coast. And then next week, we have a very fun show, and that is on August 20th, which is our regular Wednesday night. Do I have this right? No, Tuesday night show. That is called Gotta Have Gadgets from Grommet. So I got to kind of scour the whole Grommet website. And as you guys know, there are a lot of very cool gadgets on Grommet. And so I found the best of the best, my very favorites, and I'm going to be highlighting all of those on that show next Tuesday night at 6 o'clock on the West Coast, 9 o'clock on the East Coast. Then Greg and I are back the following day for another weekly Grommet Live. And I think that's all we got for now. But we are, the shows are coming faster and faster as we're heading into Q4. We have so many fun gifting shows coming up. So it's going to be a ton of fun. Looking forward to it.
Quick questions. I think George just asked a great question. Do you live stream on other platforms? So we're kind of like all over, which is kind of great. So we are on Grommet's Facebook, and Grommet's YouTube channel. Sometimes we're on Grommet's LinkedIn as well, but Greg broke the link and I haven't fixed it yet. And so that one's on me. And then we also go live on Marcy's Facebook and YouTube channel as well. So you can find us everywhere. So if you think you're watching maybe just on Marcy's YouTube and you're like, am I watching by myself? Well, the cool thing is the comments in the chat, we see all of it from all the different places, and you get to be a part of this bigger community. So you get to watch wherever you are, on your phone, on your desktop, YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, all the different places. So yeah, I think, again, we talked about it. That's why the chat is so important. The more comments, the more back and forth that you guys do, asking makers questions, asking us questions, chiming in for the giveaways, it helps those platforms show it to even more people. So George, great question. Thanks so much. And we have a couple breast cancer survivors in the chat today, talking back and forth with Sherry and Joe. So, congratulations to both of you, and, persevering and getting through that. And yes, the diet, the exercise, all that good stuff. We want you guys to be healthy and loving life and getting better every single day. So, cheers to you guys. Cheers with, some pinter and some foozy, cheers to you guys. Thanks so much. Thank you guys so much for watching tonight. Marcy, thanks for holding down the fort. And we will